Hi, this is Mike Koenigs. I'm the co-founder of Traffic Geyser, and I want to answer one of the biggest questions I get all the time, and that is, why should I use video? Well, we all know that the absolute best way to engage someone is face-to-face. And there's no doubt about that. You can look in someone's eyes, you can read their body language, and get a sense of who they are. They can feel your passion. And the disadvantage of this is that you're limited to either one person or the people that you're talking to then and there. Now, I'm going to give you something that is really interesting that I found out, and that is the Wharton School of Business showed that video boosts comprehension and retention by 50% over a live presentation. That almost doesn't make sense because you'd think that belly to belly someone would remember more. I actually believe it has to do with there's something about being in physical proximity that increases an emotional connection, but it doesn't necessarily help with retention. And that would explain why actually some people actually buy more when they are watching television programs. I think that explains the effectiveness of infomercials. But let's talk about how this can help you, because video actually allows you to create the next best thing to being there. The person or prospect can see and hear you in a way that no other medium allows, and of course it works 24/7. And this is the most important thing of all. The big why is, right now there are 1.74 billion internet-connected users worldwide and about 4.5 billion mobile phone users. The majority of new phone users have smartphones and they can access videos and actually watch your content anywhere, anytime. Now, the next most important thing is when you're working with and someone sees a video as opposed to just a sales page, they'll see that you're a person and they can determine if they want to have a relationship with you. And the great thing is there's a formula to creating a bonding experience with someone, and I'll teach you more about that in a subsequent video. But I want to give you right now some really, really interesting research, some of which I've just learned recently. Now, a bunch of this comes from the Pew Research Organization. That is PEW Research and then .org. You can find this stuff yourself. But here's number one. 62% of online adults watch video online, and that's up from 33% in December 2006. And of course, that number just keeps on increasing all the time. Now, 9 in 10, it's actually 89% of internet users ages 18 to 29 say they watch content on video sharing sites, and 36% do it every day. Now, the next one is 63% of all U.S. users have broadband connections now. So we know that we've hit that pinnacle, that point where it's relevant. And this is something else that'll grab you. 35% of internet users watch TV shows online. They're watching programs like Hulu or going right to the networks. And watching online videos on sites like YouTube is more prevalent than the use of social networking sites. And all that means to you is you are more likely to grab attention and build a relationship with someone through a video sharing site than you are through a traditional web page or any other social media site. And again, it's just because people like it more. Now, if you look at podcasting, for example, podcasting is very powerful. Yes, it is, but only 19% of internet users actually use it. And people who are using Twitter and other status sites is about 11% right now. So again, if you just look at the big numbers, the majority of people are visiting sites like YouTube and some of the other popular video sites. Now, this is something else that's great. If you're wondering, that's only for young people, it's not true. In the internet user ranges between 50 and 64, 41% say they watch video on sites like YouTube. And that's up from 34% in 2008. Okay? And 27% of seniors ages 65 and older are watching video on these sites. So if you're wondering, can you connect with your potential audience, the answer is yes. So literally with the click of a button, you have the ability to broadcast your message, your content, your products, your services, or something about you to the entire connected planet. Now, this information is brand new. This is another really interesting thing, and that is, this is according to Pew Internet Project. They say that 22% of American adults say they've cut back on their cable or television services over the last 12 months. Okay? And that's compared to 9% who've cut back on their internet service. So the bottom line here is the distinction between cable TV and online is being blurred. People are consuming content online, and more of them are consuming their television and even movie content as well. So what you need to know, the big why, the entire connected planet is watching video right now. It's the most popular content. People retain information that they consume with video better, and it is your highest probability of building a bond and connecting with your target prospect audience. Now, I want to give you another piece of very, very important information. You don't have to be a star. You don't have to have fancy equipment like I have here to connect. I'm doing this because it's easier for me to connect with you. But you can get by with a really cheap camera, as little as $150. I'll share that with you in another video. And you don't even need to show up on video either. There are ways to connect with nothing more than your laptop and a cheap microphone that costs as little as $20. I'll share that with you in an upcoming video as well. So look for some more information soon. Hope you learned a lot from this one.